How has it been for you going from being a player to very, very quickly becoming head coach?
Yeah, it's playing obviously takes you so far, and then you got to think about the next stage of your career and your life. And I suppose been very fortunate, Woody, that I've spent a long time at a club, had a bit of success, probably missed out on winning that the big prize at the European Cup 3 times, making semi-finals. But fortunate that the club allowed me to stay on as an assistant coach, and then when Nigel decided to move on to Gloucester, the transition happened quite quickly and reasonably smoothly. Really feel fortunate I've got that opportunity. Look at obviously many Irish coaches now that would have finished the game similar to me, and you look at the provinces and there's not one head coach who's an Irishman. Doesn't mean to say that's the wrong thing, but it's difficult to get into a head coach job. There's no doubt about that. There's not that many spots available, so I feel very fortunate, and the transition last year was reasonably smooth. Didn't try and change too much, so I spent the year trying to evaluate what we could be better at, and got us to a semi-final spot. Probably didn't do ourselves justice in the final couple of rounds of the competition and the semi, but now I've got a bit of a taste for that. You want to try and improve on last year and have a better showing of yourselves when you get that opportunity again.
You were always a leader. You were someone I always relied on heavily when I was captain, because you had someone who would make the right call at the right time, make the right comment when it was needed. Has that been a big jump, because you have gone from being the assistant coach to the head coach immediately? You know, are you still thinking now as a captain or a leader on the field? Are you still thinking as a player? Are you thinking properly as a coach?
I think that's the biggest learning curve, to go from playing, then captaincy, to assistant coach, to actually, you've got to make really good decisions really quickly. And part of my, I suppose, big learning curve and improvement is exactly that understanding of the game and how I can influence the team. I know you can't influence the team that much during a game, but just having the ability to see things slightly differently, other than maybe when I was defence coach, just having my defence hat on and focusing on that, and leaving the head coach look at the game holistically. I think now I've got to try and look at all the areas. I feel very fortunate I've got Mark Jones and Danny Wilson, 2 young coaches who are really enthusiastic, that really I've given them ownership of their areas, the attack, the back attack, the team attack, and also the forwards, and I feel confident that they run that how I want it to be run, and that's good for me, because I have the confidence that that's been done to how I want it to be done, so I don't necessarily need to oversee that, but then when it comes to game day, decisions have to be made, and that's a big learning curve for me.
So that's your target for this year, or one of them?
I got lots of targets, but improvement, I think, it sounds a bit general, but I think if we improve, we'll be in the mix come the end of the season. My big philosophy is that I try and give the players the best environment possible to go and succeed. So whether that's analysis, whether it's medical, conditioning, nutrition, rugby coaching, if I can provide that really positive environment that they feel like they're learning and they walk away every day having taken something away from their day, whether it be on the pitch or off it, then I think we'll improve. And that for me is a big part of my philosophy. I learned a lot throughout my playing career. Sometimes I walked away and thought didn't learn a lot today. Hopefully, more often than not, I get the players to feel like they're learning each time they come in, and if I can do that, then I think we'll be in a far better position as a group come the end of the season.